I wait, wishing all parents much happiness and love for their children. When our children fall, face failures, and get stuck in pain, how do we as parents help them? We must help our children because we love them, and they trust and rely on us. If we as parents don't help them, who else will? The Buddha says that genuine love is characterized by compassion. Compassion consists of two qualities: giving joy and removing suffering. In a loving relationship, especially between parents and children, it's not enough to only give joy. There must also be an effort to relieve suffering. When we give good things to others, they often return that goodwill with feelings of gratitude, affection, and joy, which in turn makes us feel happy. However, when we try to relieve their suffering, we may encounter negative energy, and this could be harmful. There's a possibility that they may even lash out at us, because they might view us as the source of their wounds, or in their distress, they might not know how to control their emotions and end up directing all their negativity at us. At this point, the question is, do we still have the patience and wisdom to help them? If the answer is yes, then it means we genuinely love them. We're willing to accept the pain, the sacrifice, and even the harm that comes from helping them, because we know that in the end, we're supporting them to heal and overcome their challenges. So what can we do to help our children? The first thing we must realize is what we shouldn't do. First, we should not act as a judge, condemning or criticizing our children. They don't need to be labeled. They're not in a state where they need to be put under scrutiny. Our job is to provide them with support, especially when they are at their weakest. At times, out of love, we may not be able to control our feelings of anger or frustration, and those emotions can harm our children further. They may lose faith in themselves and feel even more hopeless. It can feel as though there's no one who believes in them anymore, and they get stuck in their flaws, their mistakes, and their failures. In moments of weakness, when our children are struggling, it's crucial to remember not to let negative emotions take control. If we express sorrow or frustration through tears, it could push our children further into despair. This is especially true for mothers, as they tend to express their feelings of sorrow and concern. While this is done out of love, it might actually be detrimental, because it can make our children feel more ashamed and discouraged. Another important point is that we should not force our children into actions they're not comfortable with or that they're not ready for. Pushing them too hard could worsen the situation and could reopen the wounds they are trying to heal. We should not set arbitrary deadlines, demanding them to heal or get better within a certain time frame. Comments like "you're strong, you can do it," or "I can't accept you like this," only make the child feel more isolated, ashamed, and inadequate. When children feel rejected by the people they trust the most, they become even more emotionally disconnected and unable to seek help. It's also important to remember that as parents, we are not professional therapists. We might not have all the expertise to fully understand or heal the psychological wounds our children are facing. But what we do have is love, and that love will help us be patient during the healing process. We may not be able to fix everything, but our loving support can help soothe their pain and contribute to their healing journey, even if it's just a small part of it. The process of healing is something that our children must undertake themselves. It's only with their effort and the help of professionals that the wounds can be fully healed. That said, we must also remain humble. While we may feel that we've done enough to help, we should never assume that we are the sole solution to their pain. We must be open to supporting them as they heal, not imposing our own timeline or expectations. We can rejoice in the progress they make, no matter how small, and celebrate their victories with them. This process is not just about healing their wounds, it's also an opportunity for us as parents to grow and improve ourselves. Now, let's focus on what we can do. One of the most important things we can do is to practice stepping back, remaining silent, and truly listening to our children. Listen to them deeply, without judgment or interruption, to understand their pain and suffering. Even if we have experience and knowledge of the situation, we must give them the space to share their emotions. This practice of listening will show them that we respect and trust them. They will feel safe knowing that we're there for them, not as controlling figures, but as someone who truly wants to help. As parents, we must also manage our own emotions. If we feel frustrated or angry, it's essential to take a step back. We should not approach our children during these moments of emotional turmoil, as it will only amplify their distress. Instead, we should focus on maintaining our own peace and calm, as our stable energy will have a positive impact on our children. By showing them a calm presence, we help them feel safe and supported, even if we don't always have the right words to say. We should also remind our children of their strengths and the positive qualities we see in them. It's essential to help them understand that they are not defined by their failures or mistakes. They are not just the wounds or the difficulties they are going through. They are much more than that. As parents, we should always remind them of their worth and the good qualities that have always been a part of them. One way to do this is by creating opportunities for our children to engage in activities that align with their abilities. This could be something as simple as going for a bike ride, swimming, or hiking together. These activities allow us to connect with them in a relaxed, non-judgmental way, while also encouraging them to overcome their challenges. We should also take the time to share our own past struggles, so our children can see that they are not alone in their pain. By being open and vulnerable, we make it easier for our children to open up and accept help. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, our children may not be ready to receive help. In those moments, it's important to remember that we can't force them to accept assistance if they're not open to it. If we try to push too hard, we risk pushing them further away. This is why it's crucial for parents to practice patience and emotional resilience. We must accept that there will be times when our children are not ready to heal or open up, and that's okay. It doesn't mean we've failed them, but rather that they're on their own journey, and we must respect their timing. When this happens, our role shifts to being a steady presence, even if we're not actively helping them in a direct way. We need to remain calm, strong, and positive, holding space for them to come to us when they're ready. We should continue to be there for them, offering our support without pressure. Our energy and presence will speak louder than any words. Sometimes, simply being a calm, unwavering presence is exactly what they need to feel safe and secure, knowing that we are here for them, no matter what. Another important aspect of helping our children heal is avoiding the urge to take on the role of a fixer. While our instincts as parents might tell us to jump in and solve all their problems, we must recognize that healing is not something we can do for them. Healing is a personal process that requires effort and commitment from our children themselves. As much as we want to protect them from pain, we must understand that growth often comes from overcoming challenges on their own. In this sense, it's essential for parents to resist the temptation to shield their children from all discomfort. While we want to alleviate their suffering, sometimes the best way to help them is by allowing them to go through difficult experiences, knowing that we are there to support them, not to take over. This balance between offering support and allowing them the space to grow is one of the most delicate aspects of parenting. We also need to acknowledge that as much as we want to help, there will be moments when our children need professional help that we cannot provide. Whether it's a therapist, counselor, or other specialists, sometimes the best thing we can do is to encourage them to seek professional help. This does not mean that we are not capable of supporting them. Rather, It means that there are situations where professional guidance can provide a more comprehensive and targeted approach to healing. It's important to encourage our children to view professional help as a positive step forward, not a sign of weakness. Seeking help from a professional is an act of strength and a willingness to grow. We should normalize this process and make it clear that asking for help is a sign of maturity, not failure. As parents, we should never see this as an indication that we've failed as caregivers, but rather as a sign of our child's resilience and readiness to take charge of their own healing journey. Throughout this process, one of the most critical things parents can do is to manage their own emotional responses. It's natural to feel frustrated, helpless, or even angry when our children are struggling, but we must be mindful of how we express these emotions. Reacting with anger or frustration will only intensify the negative emotions our children are already experiencing. Instead, we need to focus on maintaining our emotional balance and creating an environment that promotes healing and understanding. One technique for managing our emotions is to practice mindfulness. By being mindful of our own feelings, we can prevent our emotions from spilling over and affecting our interactions with our children. Mindfulness allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, and it helps us maintain a calm and peaceful demeanor even in the face of challenging situations. This not only benefits our own well-being, but also provides a sense of stability and reassurance for our children. Another important aspect of parenting during difficult times is maintaining the bigger picture. We must remind ourselves that our children's struggles are just one part of their larger journey. They are not defined by their failures, and they are not alone in their challenges. We as parents are there to guide them through the ups and downs of life, but we must also trust in their ability to overcome obstacles on their own. By maintaining this perspective, we can help our children develop the resilience they need to navigate future challenges. At the same time, it's essential to foster an environment of unconditional love and acceptance. Our children need to know that no matter what they go through, they will always have a safe space with us. We must make it clear that our love for them is not dependent on their success or failure. They don't need to prove their worth to us. They already have it. This unconditional love is the foundation upon which their healing can begin. When they feel accepted and loved, they are more likely to open up, seek help, and make progress in their journey of healing. In these moments, the small acts of kindness and understanding can make a huge difference. It might be something as simple as offering a hug, providing a listening ear, or spending quality time together. These gestures of love and care help our children feel seen, heard, and valued, which are crucial steps in the healing process. The role of a parent, especially in times of crisis or emotional struggle, is not to be a savior, but rather to be a supportive guide. We are not there to take on the burden of our child's problems, but to walk alongside them, offering guidance and support as they navigate their own healing. We must accept that their healing process will take time, and that it will involve moments of frustration, setbacks, and growth. Ultimately, the most important thing we can do for our children is to be present, to be there, not as a fixer, but as a loving, patient, and understanding parent. In doing so, we create the conditions for our children to heal and grow, and in turn, we grow as parents, learning from the challenges and becoming better equipped to support our children through all the ups and downs of life. As parents, we must also remain mindful of our own needs and well-being throughout this process. It's easy to become consumed by the challenges our children face, but if we neglect ourselves in the process, we may end up draining our emotional reserves and becoming less effective in helping our children. Taking care of ourselves is not selfish, it's essential. By maintaining our own emotional health and well-being, we ensure that we can continue to support our children with the energy, patience, and love that they need. One way to maintain balance is by setting healthy boundaries. This doesn't mean withdrawing from our children or abandoning them in their time of need. Instead, it means recognizing that we cannot pour from an empty cup. We must give ourselves permission to rest, recharge, and seek support when necessary. Whether it's through self-care practices, talking to a trusted friend, or seeking professional counseling, it's important to have outlets for our own emotions and to process our feelings in a healthy way. At times, it may feel overwhelming when our children are struggling, especially when they seem closed off or resistant to help. During these moments, it's essential to practice patience, both with them and with ourselves. Healing is not a linear process, and there will be days when progress feels slow or even non-existent. But even in those moments, it's important to remember that the love and support we offer our children is still making a difference. Sometimes the most significant impact is not in the immediate results, but in the consistency of our presence and care. The key to supporting our children through their challenges is not to rush the process or force them to heal on a timeline that fits our expectations. We must allow them the time and space they need to process their emotions, learn from their mistakes, and grow stronger. Healing takes time, and as parents, we must be patient with the process, understanding that it may take weeks, months, or even years for our children to fully heal. In the meantime, we can offer small but meaningful acts of support. It could be something as simple as encouraging them to take a walk, offering a comforting meal, or sitting quietly together without any pressure to talk. These moments of connection create a safe environment where our children feel free to open up when they're ready, knowing that they won't be judged or pressured. One of the most powerful ways we can help our children heal is by fostering an environment where they feel empowered. Instead of focusing on what they've done wrong or their past mistakes, we can shift our focus to their strengths, their resilience, and their potential for growth. By consistently reminding them of their abilities and the positive qualities they possess, we help them regain their confidence and sense of self-worth. It's also essential for parents to recognize that mistakes are a natural part of life, and they don't define who our children are. Mistakes are opportunities for learning and growth. When we accept our children's mistakes and help them learn from them, we teach them valuable life lessons about resilience, responsibility, and self-compassion. It's important to communicate that failure is not something to fear, but something to embrace as a part of the learning process. As we guide our children through their healing, we must also help them understand the importance of self-compassion. It's easy to get caught up in feelings of guilt, shame, or regret, but we need to teach our children that it's okay to be kind to themselves. They don't have to be perfect, and they don't need to carry the weight of their mistakes alone. By modeling self-compassion, we teach them how to be gentle with themselves and how to navigate their challenges with grace and understanding. While we may want to protect our children from every hardship, it's important to remember that life is full of ups and downs. It's through overcoming adversity that our children develop the strength and resilience they need to face future challenges. As parents, our role is not to shield them from every difficulty, but to equip them with the tools they need to navigate life's inevitable obstacles. When we walk alongside our children, offering our love, support, and understanding, we help them build the emotional strength they need to overcome even the toughest challenges. This is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong journey. As our children grow, they will face new obstacles, and we will continue to be there for them, offering guidance, love, and understanding. In doing so, we create a foundation of trust and love that will serve as a source of strength throughout their lives. It's also important to recognize that helping our children heal is not just about fixing their problems. It's about building a deeper connection and understanding with them. By actively listening, offering support, and creating a safe space for them to express their feelings, we strengthen the bond we share with our children. This bond is the foundation upon which healing can truly take place. As we continue to support our children through their struggles, we must also remind them of their worth and potential. Every child is capable of growth and change, no matter what they've been through. They may face setbacks and difficulties, but these challenges do not define them. What matters most is how they rise from these challenges and continue to move forward. As parents, we can help them navigate this journey by offering our unwavering support, love, and guidance. In the end, the most important thing we can do as parents is to be there for our children, no matter what. We may not always have the answers or the ability to fix everything, but our presence, love, and support make all the difference. When we offer our children unconditional love, trust, and compassion, we create an environment where they can heal, grow, and thrive. By practicing patience, self-care, emotional resilience, and a deep commitment to our children's well-being, we can help them navigate their challenges and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more capable of facing life's obstacles. In doing so, we also grow as parents, learning valuable lessons about love, compassion, and the power of unconditional support. Thank you for listening, and remember that as parents, our love and guidance have the power to heal and transform, not just our children's lives, but our own as well.